Welcome to the Boss Gambling Show on the internet. This is the home of the money pick. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. Week 18 upsets to bet. Let's get to the first game. In my opinion, game of the week. We got the Detroit Lions at the Green Bay Packers. Lions are plus 4.5. I think the Lions win the damn game, and I know I got a lot of pushback on this on yesterday's show, and I know everyone seems to be riding this Green Bay wave, and I get it. I'm the biggest Aaron Rodgers fan there is, but let me lay some things out. Firstly, I know this game is at a different time than the Seattle Rams game. I understand if Seattle wins, Detroit's eliminated. But even if that happens, I still think the Lions are the bet of the week, whether it be money line or plus 4.5. And I don't see this Lions team getting down in the dumps and coming out in Lambeau and laying an egg. If they're eliminated, they're going to come out, they're going to fight, they're going to battle. That's kind of what they did the whole year when they were 1-6. I mean, they were kind of eliminated then, and did the effort ever let up? Absolutely not. And I think people are forgetting how flawed this Green Bay Packers team is. And I know they've made some improvements. I know LaFleur has found some more answers on the offensive side of the football. But maybe I'm not looking at the same thing. I'm looking at a Green Bay team that runs the ball pretty decent. They don't got any good wide receivers. Christian Watson is absolutely banged up. They whipped through Minnesota last Sunday, and I'm supposed to think they're good. And I'm supposed to think they're good because Tua throws 3 straight interceptions, 3 straight drives. Listen, man, I think you can run it on the Packers. And we saw that in the Miami game. Vikings weren't able to get it going, but I think the Lions run this ball better than the Packers. And I think this Lions secondary is able to keep the Packers wide receiving core in front of them. I don't think that's the craziest proclamation to have. And when I look at the trenches in this game, give me the Lions on both sides of the ball. I think the Lions get better offensive line play. And with Rashawn Gary still hurt for the Packers defensive line, I think the Lions get better defensive line as well. And then it just comes down to Goff versus Rodgers. And Rodgers, he's going to ball. But for me, Goff has significant more weapons and better play calling on offense. Give me the Lions to win in the cover in Lambeau Field. Next game, we got the Cleveland Browns at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Browns are plus 3. Listen, Steelers season's on the line. Can Mike Tomlin pull another miracle, another rabbit out of the proverbial hat? I'm not counting the Steelers out this game, but I think too many people the last 5-6 weeks have been fading the Browns for no reason, and it's came back to absolutely slap you in the face. And when I look at this Browns team, they're playing better defense, and I thought when Deshaun Watson would come back, I thought the offense would flow more. I felt like we would see more stuff down the field. Maybe we've seen a few more plays down the field, but the offense hasn't been throwing the ball well. But the thing that impresses me is this Cleveland defense, and we have to remember every Steelers game is like a 2 or 3 point game. It's going to come down to the wire. It's going to be physical, and I think the Browns make more plays in the fourth quarter. I think the Steelers team is flawed, and even with Deshaun Watson struggling to find rhythm and gusto, I think the Browns offense moves this rock better. Dare I say, I think they throw it better. I think they run it better. Steelers defense has been playing really good ball. We have to give them credit. But the Browns offense is going to be a little bit better than Tyler Huntley and the Ravens. Give me the Browns with a surprise upset victory to knock the Steelers out. Next game, we got the Los Angeles Rams at the Seattle Seahawks. Rams are plus 6.5. And I know people are going to come on here and say, Lawson, are you inhaling hopium? Listen, I'm not going to lie. I want the Lions in the playoffs. I'm not going to lie. I want absolutely barrels of cash with the Lions against the spread this year. So, with that put out in the middle of this, let's just talk about this game. I was shocked last week when the Jets laid an egg against the Seahawks. Like, I never thought Mike White was the second coming like some YouTube commentators thought. But I did think the Jets would be able to move the ball, and I did think the Seattle defense was vulnerable. I still haven't changed my opinion. I think the Seahawks defense is vulnerable, and I think we're looking at a Rams team that we know they're eliminated. We know this season was an absolute train wreck. But we're looking at a Rams team that's playing for something. I mean, this isn't like Texans versus Colts. This is Baker Mayfield fighting for his football life in this league. This is a Rams offense that is getting into a little bit more rhythm every week. And the Rams got offensive line issues. They're absolutely terrible up front. But are the Seahawks one of the teams in the league that can push that button and completely overrun their offensive line? I don't think so. And I'm looking at this Rams defense. The way to attack them is throw it. We know the Seahawks can throw it. I actually think this turns into a shootout. I absolutely love the over in this game, and I think Baker Mayfield can shock the world. I think Baker Mayfield can send the Detroit Lions into the playoffs. I know it's crazy. I know it might be a little bit of hopium. I love the Rams at the 6.5. Would not be shocked if they won the damn game. Last game that means nothing. We got the Carolina Panthers at the New Orleans Saints. Panthers are plus 3.5. This is for the betters of the betters. This is for the true in the dirt degenerates. 13, 16 bets a weekend. This is for you guys. We're at week 18, and this game means absolutely nothing. I'll say it again just so people don't think I'm getting excited here. But I think the Panthers beat the Saints, and we've seen this with the Panthers since Steve Wilkes got there. 1 week they play great ball, the next week they play lackluster ball, and now we're hearing Harbaugh maybe taking the Panthers job. One thing we know from this Panthers team, they're going to come out and fight. They're going to play physical for Steve Wilkes. I don't think Steve Wilkes should be the head coach, but I do think there's players in that locker room who believe that. And we're looking at a Saints team that just hasn't been good this year. I know a lot of people have been thinking the Saints are going to turn it around, play better ball. It just hasn't happened. And I look at this game, I think the Saints can pound this old front seven of the Saints. And this front seven of the Saints has been overrated all year. They're susceptible to be pounded, and I think the Panthers run this rock better. And then it comes down to Andy Dalton. And I know Andy Dalton is better than Sam Darnold. I'm not trying to come on here and weave any sort of lies, but I just don't think it's going to be that big a factor. And if you look at Sam Darnold last week, that might have been the best game we've seen from him in 3 years. I know that's not saying a lot. That's like saying the dirtiest lake is looking a lot cleaner than it did 2 weeks ago. I know it's not saying anything, but give me the Panthers to win in the cover here. If you need another one, go Texans to beat the Colts. That game's tricky though, because both could be trying to lose it. I think the Colts will do a better job at losing it. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you share the videos. The best gambling show on the internet. I hope Hamlin gets better. I hope all of you guys have a great start to 2023. Let's get this money. Have a great day, guys.